Hello. The Creative Society, well, let's just say they're not the friendliest group, even in their own thing. They have many allies, many places, in over 200 countries and nations, if you will. They like to say 180, but they have more than 180. They just like to say that because it fits to something about like oh, this Technoblade weighs 180 kilograms or something like that. I don't know, but they're a Russian Ukrainian death cult. That's basically what they are. And again, they do talk to aliens and stuff like that. They do talk to aliens and stuff from outer space, but they have a habit of using these aliens weapons and stuff like that as like basically a way of just, well, there was this group, I think they were called like the Trust or something like that, and they would have those kind of groups in like Stargate SG-1, for example. That's a fictional show, but I'm talking about real life here. Well, in fiction they would have groups like that because it's like an idea, right? Like they would be secret groups that other secret groups don't know about because they're in another different secret group branch, you know? That kind of thing. And I know I kind of sound like very exaggerated and extreme, but basically what I mean by this is these groups would basically try to exploit aliens, would try to basically thinking that they were saving the human race, you know? Whatever that means. And they would try to, you know, take alien stuff and try to use it and exploit it for their own. And that's what this Al something group, all something whatever group. I know it's some Ukrainian Russian bullshit, and they've been gaining a lot of popularity ever since the war in 2014 started. Well, it was a Cold War, and then it became like a hot war in 2022, and it's still ongoing time of recording, or the time I uploaded this video. But yeah, the Creative Society. They're not the best group, but they are, well, they're not a one group, they're many groups, you know? The Creative Society or whatever company is behind it, that's just one. That's just the one that's been around. Like, there have been many groups like this for thousands of years. It's just, this is the modern version of it. Okay, this is the largest rabbit hole, as some people like to say. But it's not really the largest rabbit hole, okay? There are some larger rabbit holes with the Angluian galaxy and, the Athutians. They're allied with this Creative Society group, and they do stuff together for sure. And yeah. They definitely don't cause problems in our universe, our literal universe. Yeah, for sure. Baseball, huh? Don't you think that if I was joking around, that it would just be super funny? But it's not really. I'm not joking around, okay, you guys? Alright? They're like, oh, we're not a cult. Da 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 da. Steals alien stuff. Tries to basically think that they're gods. Like, you're not a fucking god. None of you are. Okay? Like, even Jeffrey Epstein had limits. These motherfuckers don't even know what a limit is when it comes to this stuff. You want to know why? Because they're the Creative society. Okay? They do a lot of sketchy shit. Even I'm like, yeah, that's strange. But on the other hand, they do kind of make some funny, goofy stuff on YouTube. You know? That kind of thing. It is something to look out for. You know? It is something to be aware about. You might go, oh, but it's mostly just about the Russian-Ukraine war or whatever. You know what I say to you? Grow an apple tree and make apple pie. Because what the fuck are you talking about? Like, oh yeah. It's about the Russian-Ukraine war. Like, no, it's not the only thing. Like, these guys were doing it long before the whole Russian-Ukraine war began. Okay? Like, they've been doing it since, like, the 70s. But even then, they didn't start catching into the mainstream until, like, the late 90s. You know? Because, ooh, crazy stuff. But most people, most average people, like probably you, I'm assuming, only really goes back to like 2001, 2002, 2003. Well, technically 2000. If you're talking like earliest known, like worldwide stuff. But if you're talking, at least from my knowledge, stuff that they revealed to the public, yeah, it goes back to at least the early 1970s, when they got inspired by other cults that got inspired by other cults that got inspired, etc., etc., etc. All I'm saying is they've been around for a while. But, they're very sketchy. I wouldn't say trust them because they're not really that trustworthy. If they find you, they will do stuff to you. Whether it be sending you to abroad or in some cases sending you to outer space into probably another galaxy or possibly another universe entirely. But, I can't really say because I've only had very limited experience with these people. And, yeah, you do not want to fuck around and find out with these folks unless you're willing to, leave the planet, potentially. All I'm gonna say is you may not like it, but it is what it is. So whatever you discover, that is completely up to you and what you're going to do with that information, Ooh, crazy. I know. Anyway, this creative society, they're doing things, they're changing things. They might not know me or you, but they might. They could. They want to frighten you. They want to scare you. They want to think that they have all the power and you don't. Of course you have power. You might not have all of it, but you have power. Power enough to reject us. Power enough to not just fall for their traps, their queries, their answers. They're bullcrap. But yeah, that's pretty much all I've got for today. So if you agree, disagree, have any other opinions, that's whatever. But yeah, the Creative Society, whatever, basically just New World Order ripoff group. As they say, once all their enemies are gone and everybody wants power, you're always going to have somebody that wants power the most, and they keep fracturing and fracturing and fracturing. But here's a quote. If you immediately know that the candlelight is fire, then the meal was cooked a long time ago. Anyway, that's all I have to say. So good morning, good day, good evening, and good night. Bye.